I don't want to play too much music because copyright blocks are a thing, but if I could finish Kevin Penkin's Field of Eternal Fortunes from the Made in Abyss movie, which please don't watch that because I said it. You need to be ready for it. I would, because these are Triangle's babies. These are their babies. These are the 40th anniversary Comete Easies. I don't put the easy on the end because it sounds like something you'd put in a microwave. Got the Easies. And we're looking at the blonde sycamore finish on these. And we'll get to, there's a thing that, old school Zeos things are happening right now. And as I stand here, pacing back and forth, I wonder how much listening, because here's the thing about Z reviews, I will get a product and I'll either put it on a table and ignore it for like 3 weeks because it means nothing to me. You mean nothing. That's me psyching myself up for not thinking something is special. Like, you think you're important? New stacks? Fuck you. Sit on a table. Wait your turn. But these, if you follow me on TikTok, which, yes, I have a TikTok, all right? I had to get it. The kids are all on TikTok. What do you want from me? I might do 3-minute reviews on there, and if they do 10-minute videos, I might do 10-minute reviews on there. But anyway, there's a video of me breaking these speakers in, because all speakers need some break-in, and that's just so the drivers can move back and forth, and they can just get nice, relax, get it, whatever. You don't believe in it, you don't believe in it, whatever. So I had these down here, facing each. In fact, I'll link the TikTok. Zeos in the description. Link the TikTok to your own fucking TikTok. Fuck. I don't want to say the word anymore. But anyway, I broke these in like straight burn-in time with music playing, and then I was like, I set up the boot card A700s in the background, and just I was getting those things set up. Well, these go, and I'm just like, all right, these again. I want to listen to these. I want to, because they're Triangle. There's only a handful of speaker companies. Here's my hand, and it is a full of only a few speaker companies that I absolutely love. Love. Swan, Buchart, Triangle. JBL has had a couple, some Klipsch ones, like there's Klipsch hit and miss on some of their stuff. Even Triangle had that one pair of Boreas that looked remarkably similar to this, although right side up, that I had in this exact space and didn't like. To the point where I said I didn't like them to the distributor, and he sent me another set, which I also didn't like. And they were basically the same design, the same box shape, the same 2 ports in the front, the same 6.5, the same tweeter, but like the cheaper revision of the tweeter. Didn't like them. Put these 40th anniversary Cometes, you take the price and you raise it up to, well, you're about to leave the video because they're $2,500 a pair, and you start to understand why Zeos is getting a little bit obsessive with it. Because at $2,500 a pair, for passive bookshelves, not active, there's no amplifiers back here. It's just wood and a beautiful bronze plate. I have the ND filter on this, so it might be darker than normal. If I have to adjust, I'll do it in post. But I was noticing my hands were getting blown out, so maybe you could actually see the detail on my hands at this point. Is it almost midnight? It's almost midnight, which is perfect. So I stand here before you, a man that loves Triangle. I will admit to that before getting these speakers, and knowing what they're capable of, specifically things like the AIO Twins there, the Alaras. They had those black set I did like 3 years ago back in my old apartment. The ones that were like $6,000 a set, which blew my fucking mind. And then over here are the Triangle Borea Bureau 9 towers, which I will say again right this second. Well, all right. Ignoring those because they're self-powered and DSP corrected, but for passive towers, those Triangle Borea Bureau 9 towers are the best towers I've heard. All right? I know what Triangle is capable of, because I love my JBLs here, but again, they're far away. They're not as good as they're up close, and they're very, very like that. That tweeter does, that thing does things. Then you got the Klipsch RF3s or 7.3. Yes, the giant $3,600 Klipsch, which are amazing for just impactful fuck you in the face, like holy shit, I'm being assaulted. But the Triangles are the most balanced. They give me enough low end and enough clarity in the highs and the soft tone tweeter, and everything is cohesive and beautiful, and that's why I love those towers more than the other two. I love you both, baby. Don't get angry at me. They just start fucking walking out. but those more. So what are these more? Because that's the thing. If you're going to be this expensive, if you're going to be a limited edition run of 20, I forget how many pairs of these, 1,000? If you're going to be expensive, you've got to do something special. And so we're going to find out if they do something special. Well, I already know if they do something special. P.S. They do. But we're going to talk about it now. So here are the covers. Just the gold triangle. Oh, I should say what is that? That's like rose gold triangle logo. Magnets on the back, just rubber feet. This interesting material that like blocks the light just enough so you can't see through it. 2 finishes available on this. This wouldn't have been my first choice in finish because I got to show you the other finish. Let's open up the Sound Approach website for a second. Hold on. So like I said, these are blonde sycamore, which is like, and this is real wood. And you touch it and it feels like someone skinned a tree real good. So there they are, $2,500 for the pair. Your options are this blonde sycamore or Santos rosewood, which of course is not going to change the pictures. I will click the picture. Oh, look how shiny that is. Like, I don't usually like a dark wood speaker, I like a light wood speaker, but that looks fucking stellar. So yeah, that's the other option in coloring, which by the way, I love that this has a limited time availability. Please contact us for more information about finishes. Fuck off. 47 hertz, 90 watts power handling RMS, 8 watts nominal impedance, 19 pounds each. Yeah. Weiss. And then, wait. Did I meet?
Should old acquaintance be forgot?
Think that's all I could play you, but holy shit, Carrie Noble. That's Carrie Noble, by the way, her Auld Lang Syne. That was, like, these are a perfect demo speaker. If Triangle goes to like an Axpona or a Capital Audio Fest or a New York Audio Show or something, just bring these. $2,500 is the perfect amount of money. Because, and no one at an audio show is going to snicker at a $2,500 bookshelf. It's essentially a bookshelf. If it was like a $500 bookshelf, they're like, it's not expensive enough. If it was $6,000, I'd have less excitement to tell you about, because $6,000 buys you the towers behind it. But like, this is as high as I think they want them to get before it's like, okay, you're just getting ridiculous now. Because if you can make this sound like this with just a two-way speaker, it doesn't have dual binding posts. It's just one set of plugs. You put them in here. This is, it's 2,000 they're being made. This is number 549 out of 2,000 of these pairs they're going to make. Actually, wait, is that individual speakers? 549. No, they're both 549. So you actually get numbered matched pairs that say this one says 549 out of 2,000. If they take these back, then it would be, if you get one, then you know that I took very good care of them. Because these things sound.
And never brought to mind.
God, I'm going to get copyright. That was 18 seconds of that song. Absolutely too much. There's just like pianos, and it's like how do they do that? And I think it's got a lot to do with the architecture. Like, the design has the port. They're upside down. All right, can I just bring it up? Because someone's going to yell at me already. Back when I started this channel, upside down speakers were sort of like my hallmark. And I don't think in the last 2 years, certainly since I moved to this house, I've had to do that. And one of the reasons they're upside down is because I've actually been using them actively in this basement. I've got a 50-inch TV, which is up very high because I stand to do these reviews and I want it to be like that height. But I sit in this couch to watch movies and television and spend my day with the speakers. And the thing about sitting, having 54-inch speaker stands, I did have them on those shorty little white stands from Kanto for a while, but I've got them up because I want them to be at the height of the TV. And this has got to hark back to my old video on height dominance, where a higher speaker will sound better all the time. Not like on the ceiling, but just like higher than normal. And maybe if those are pushed back, it'd be even better, but I wasn't going to move those giant cinder blocks that the book arts are on. So when I had them the right side up, tweeter is at the top. And the way the sound originates from a speaker is here, between the two usually. You get your highs here, and your mid-range and low end here. We do have front ports, which might change the shape a little bit, but usually it's like, usually this is the centering point. So with the speaker right side up, it was up here. And at this angle, it was too high. And this is something you can do. It is not illegal to put your speakers upside down. I don't give a shit what anybody says, even the manufacturers. Try it. This is free. It's free to try this. If your speakers are up on stands and you're sitting and you think that like maybe, like if you just close your eyes and you say, point at where the voices are. If you point there and you open your eyes and you see, oh, that's not where those voices are. My speakers are, there's something wrong. Rotate your speakers upside down, close your eyes again, listen to where the voices are coming from and point at it. And if it's now coming from in front of you, like in front of the TV and not like arcing over it, then turning your speakers upside down has fixed something. So this is not, just getting that out of the way before we continue to talk about how fucking amazing these speakers are. That's Dirty Honkers, by the way. Hello, girl. I don't know if I could play more of that. That sounds really cool, actually. It's like I'm in Tron, but very expensive. Okay, that's System of a Down. We may want to lower it a little bit. So how I'm powering this setup, because I should probably go over that. I have the Songcause SGD1, which is the DAC here, preamping into the power outside of this vintage Pioneer VSX-D1S, Japanese-made. It's actually a surround receiver processor from the 90s, but it's you look up that thing's numbers are stupid. So I'm not using the preamp section. I'm with the volume knobs at 0. I'm using just the power amp section with the pins pulled out, and we're powering it with some mica cables. One goes there, one comes all the way here, and that's it. USB into that, done. Off of System of a Down, please. So what happens with these speakers when you play sound is sound doesn't feel like it emits from the front. Now, I'm nowhere near like a good position in this space. We're how far from the wall? We're 4 feet from the wall, and there were tons of feet from that wall, and there's some like big objects here. Then we're probably halfway between the floor and ceiling, which is a big no-no when you set up speakers. Did you know that's a big no-no? I didn't know that for a long time, and then I figured it out. And then people are like, oh, you can't do that. And I'm like, well, it doesn't matter in my basement, because my basement is literally filled with giant stuffing insulation, so it's like an absorption panel. So it actually sounds perfectly fine in the middle, but it's doing this circumnaural sound out of the speakers, where if I close my eyes, even standing right here in front of it, it doesn't sound like the sound is coming from here. It sounds like the sound is coming from here, which is kind of odd because there's no actual emitters out of the side of the box. And the box is pretty solid, so I highly doubt it's coming like just resonating in the box. By the way, if you want to see a video on these, they're called the Doom Stacks. I did a video of them like 5 years ago when I built them. I don't have the subs actively working. There are no subwoofers in this system right now. It's just straight computer, DAC, amp speakers, done. Wait. Got some Frankie Goes to Hollywood on. The condom mix? Are you serious? Apparently this is the condom mix. Makes perfect sense. Next. No, I love to hear that song. Pillows. Pillows is recorded terribly, by the way. I love Fooly Cooly, but all the music from it, as good as it is, recorded like shit. Wake them up, put them back in the studio, redo it. Better. Do better, Pillows. Do better. Like, is that imaging like, because it's usually like you get the center image and then imaging sort of like how accurate it is between it. But this is blatantly a right channel bias guitar riff. And it doesn't sound like it's coming here. It sounds like it's coming here. I can physically see it coming from the side of the speaker. And not many speakers can do that. So there's some magic going on with the way that this... Oh, I have to show you the tweeter. All right, so now that you know why it's upside down, so I can get the tweeter from here to here, and the 6.5 basically stays put, we can flip it the right side up just to make you people happy. I do want to show you the feet first, because you get two options. You either get... Do these unscrew? They do unscrew. You get these, like, not quite screw-inable, but there's threads there, but these are just rubber dummy plugs for it, which are just perfectly fine. You go like bloop. Or, and that's the reason I have these up here, these are some of the accessories that come with the speaker, you get a triangle 40th anniversary cleaning wipe. I don't know if you could see the texture on that. You should be able to with the ND filter on the lens. Without it, this would just be blown out. But that's the thing you get. You get this envelope that states, hold on, that this is the Certificat d'Authentique, because these are made in France, by the way. In case you don't know where Triangle is, they're French. They sent me wine. I think I drank a bottle of it. They sent me 2 bottles of wine, and had to pay FedEx for the extra shipping, because apparently I messed it. These are pair number 549 out of 2,000. A limited number edition of 1,000 pieces. It says 2,000 on the back, but it says 1,000 on the card, so they probably are going to make 2,000 of them, considering that's a metal plate attached to the actual speaker. But you get a certificate of authenticity on a very nice little card, approved in France, and then you get these feet. So you have a choice of either these rubber feet, which I can just probably pull straight out, hold on, or these metal feet. And I'm going to warn you right now, these metal pointy feet are the sharpest. Like, what was it, Sleeping Beauty? Couldn't prick her finger on the fucking stupid spinning wheel? Bullshit. Sleeping Beauty can't peck her finger on this goddamn foot. These are so sharp. Like here, ready? I'm going to poke it through the bag. And it's through the bag. It requires no force. There it is, it left. If these were on a bullet, you could just shoot it through the world. So these are designed these are designed to either penetrate, I guess, that's the thing. Usually the spikes are for carpet, so it can get through carpet into a solid point and stick there. But these are designed to be used with these little discs, and then you drop it into the disc, and then it's not supposed to damage the surface of the thing you're on. And the scariest part is these discs are not a flat thing. There's a hole in them. So you gotta hope when this goes through, it doesn't go through all the way and fuck your surface up. I can just feel it touching my finger. Now there's a hole in this bag and I've ruined it. But yeah, so you get the most dangerous, and there's a little hole there in case you want to put a tool in it to actually turn, to tighten it up, because you'd want to probably do that. So I'm gonna keep these way, way away from anything that I love, because those will put just massive holes in it. Or actually, no, not massive, little tiny holes. All right, since we're standing, we could rotate these. Oh, do you feel better now? Does the internet feel better? Now they're ruined. They went from perfect to ruined. Okay, so magic's coming from that. I think most of the magic is coming from that, because when you look at Triangle's lineup, they go from a soft dome like the towers have to a metal, very mirrored, concave tweeter waveguide with a little death spike in the middle, just like the feet are. Isn't that cute? So, because there's a tweeter back there, like this far back, and it's a actual, I forget what the material is. Hold on, let me double check. I want to get this right. Features, designed a wide array of modern prototyping tools, numerous passes for quality checks, 2-year warranty. Where is the actual name of the thing? Made in France. French, they're beautifully made. They really like that is, it's finished. Like, it's not like, oh, it's not done. It's finished. Does it not say the type of tweeter? I could have sworn I read it somewhere. All right, well, all you got to know is it's one of their higher end. Because I don't know if this series comes with this. Because when you look at their entire lineup of speakers, there's like 4 or 5 levels. There's Boreas are the lowest. Then there's Esprit. Then there's Comete, which I think is these. I think there's one higher. Or maybe it's Comete then Esprit. No, I think it's Esprit and then Comete. And this is what gets upgraded. Because, yeah, you could change out the driver here, and I'm sure they do something with the crossover. But that tweeter just keeps getting tweaked, and it's more expensive and better and more expensive and better. And actually, the Borea towers that are bigger than this have a tweeter on the front and a tweeter on the back. That style tweeter. So I can't even fathom what that'll do because it'll reflect off the wall and give you an even bigger sound. How do you get bigger sound than this? Because that's one of the things, if I had to say, what do these do? They play the room. You don't play speakers, you play the room. And these play the room. TJ and the Shondells. I want to play music. That's a problem. I can't play music safely on YouTube anymore. It's impossible. I'm sure with 18, what was that, 2 seconds? Otis Taylor will get a content match. It'll be blocked in Indonesia and half of India, and that's where all my audience is. It actually isn't, but it could be. There's
too much wine.
Jesus Christ. So that's Yoon Sun Na Immersion. YOUNSUNNAH. Yoon Sun Na, I'm Alright, from the Immersion soundtrack. That sounded like...
I'm alright.
These are $2,500 triangle speakers. There's nothing else to say about them. They're a brand that I fucking adore, doing a special edition at a price that's like high. Like $2,500 ain't like giving it away, but it's still half of what like the Buchart A500s cost and more than the Buchart S400s cost. And I think it's priced correctly. So that's the most praise Zeus will give a product. How much is it? $500. Does it sound $500? Is it worth $500? It's priced correctly. Congratulations. Pass. You put $2,500 on a set of speakers. You had fucking better give me $2,500 worth of oh shit. Because a lot of the people watching this, whatever you're making a year, $40,000 a year, $80,000 a year, $150,000 a year, you have in your head a maximum amount of money you're willing to spend on audio. And if it's headphones, for some reason that number seems high. Oh, I got the new Atriums. You got the new Atriums? I got the new Atriums. $2,700. Oh, those really good headphones. But you spend $2,500 on a set of speakers, and everyone starts judging you. I won't judge you. This is endgame speaker for some people. This is it. This is as high as most people will ever need to go. Maybe at a subwoofer, because 47 is not... They're not like bass monsters. You basically have a choice when designing a speaker. Either this part of the speaker and the box and the low end can be more low end, or you tighten it up a bit, you control it more, and then you control it more. So these are giving you everything above 47 hertz is perfect. It's the best you can expect out of a passive speaker. It's the best I've heard out of a passive speaker. Period. Out of a passive bookshelf speaker, dis it. Add a sub, then you're really done with it. I should have pulled the Buchart preamp amplifier out, and then I could have added the sub into it. But I didn't want to get that. These don't need the sub for this review. Sometimes I put on a speaker and I'm like, well, these speakers are good, like the Ascend Acoustics, those $200 and $300 ones. Like, these are good, but they need a sub. And I wasn't happy until I had it. These are fucking phenomenal and need nothing but your attention. That's the important part. Pay attention. They're not ugly. I mean, you could put these covers back on, but I mean, you need mental help. Take those off. You're ruining it. You're ruining it. Like, I'm inside of it. I'm literally, that's the most amazing thing is that Like I get to close to speakers a lot more than most people because I'm reviewing them and I'm playing them and I'm literally walking up to it. By all intents and purposes, that tweeter should kill me. Because we're up pretty loud. We're not like death loud, but we're up pretty loud. And we've got some string quartet Tool playing. And I can, what's coming out of there is coming out of there so subtly. We'll have to pick another song, obviously. It's so balanced, like right here, like I'm inside it, and it still is like, oh, that's perfectly cohesive sound. Usually that's not the case. Usually you have to be like, for these sounds and what's coming out of here, because this is from Ported, to blend together takes distance, and it really doesn't on this. I did the sound demo for these already, because I was just in sound demo mode. Everything was set up, and I just did a sound demo. And I kept moving the microphone like closer and then further away, and then I couldn't tell where I wanted it because it always sounded good. And then I'm like, well, do you want to be in front of the tweeter or down here? Like, more bass, less bass? And I do a bit of a bass correction when I actually do those sound demos. I just take the KM184's curve that they give you with the microphone, and I just reverse it in Audacity to bring back whatever's falling out of it. So it's just like, that's as flat as I can make it. And these recorded beautifully. They sounded almost more boring than the other speakers I recorded, because the other speakers, whatever the brightness was, or it shined through, and you can't record. It's impossible. The sound demo linked in the description on the secondary channel and in the sound demo Oasis on my Patreon and subscribers are for $5 a month can't possibly capture what I'm hearing, because it isn't normal. It isn't like, oh, sound good, sound there. It's sound good, sound everywhere. What the fuck? How? It's a what the fuck how moment.
Angels we have heard on high.
Postmodern Jukebox, Hark, the Herald Angels. Just vocals, just anybody singing. Just, these are that speaker. They're for that. These would rock any room at Can Jam. Well, not Can Jam. Can Jam, they would do that too, but mostly Can Jam is for like cans, aka headphones. But any audio show should be proud to have it sound as good as this does. In my, I would say shitty basement, but it's an amazing basement. You're welcome. You're welcome, basement. I'm not disrespecting. I feel like it's got a little like life of its own. So amazing basement zone sounds fucking just above and beyond with these speakers. To the point where I'm like, well, do I want to take them off of here after I'm done with this review, or switch back to the boot carts? It's like, these are, there's absolutely no, if anyone gives these a poor review, they're either lying to you, lying to themselves, or being paid to say they're bad. That's it. I don't believe anyone could hate these speakers. No matter what your taste in music or speakers is. If you're a Klipsch fanboy and you hear these, you love these. If you're a Swan fanboy like I am, I'm a Swan fanboy. I still hear these and go, wow, wow. These are passive? I mean, I got a tube amp set right there, the Tuxeridis device's Achilles. These are 90 decibels efficiency, which is not the greatest amount of efficiency. So, but they only say 90 watts, so those are 8 watts. I bet you I can get these to listenable on the tube amps, and I'm tempted to, but I'm not even going to bother, because of vintage Japanese over there, or vintage Japanese monoblocks, or tubes, or my goddamn phone with an adapter will probably make these still sound like the best speakers I've ever listened to. Otis Taylor, Yellow Car, Yellow Dog. Just strings were coming straight from there, and then it came in stereo, and then it was like a giant guitar was here. Not a guitar coming out of both speakers, and I could hear imaging here. It was fucking 3 feet wide. I could see the strings. It took me aback. So, are these worth $2,500? Yes. Are they the best triangles I've ever heard? You know, I haven't heard those really expensive black ones that I did a while ago that were like $6,000 in a while. I think these are on par with those from memory. from like the shock and awe of like, wow, they can do this with speakers. So yeah, I would say these might be the best set of triangles I've ever listened to. And the fact that they look exactly like the Boreas that I said were terrible is kind of hilarious because they're the same exact architecture and design. And these are just killing it right now. Any person standing in this spot wearing these pajamas, looking at that wallpaper of Weiss from Ruby that you can download in the description and also in the wallpaper hoard if you want to, and listening to any song on this, a lot of postmodern jukebox coming up. All right, that was Rival Schools, and I don't know what's wrong with this sound audio track, but its sounds are literally passing my head. Like, that was weird. It's like doing I'm too close. I got like back. I got like lean over my. I gotta lean it back.
Scream
at me in Japanese. Corn. You know, these are the best speakers I've heard that Triangle has made so far. And the thing is, I know that their towers are even better. I'm gonna have to get a set of them here. It's like one of their big boys. Something that's gonna take those towers, which I already praise as being the best towers, and put them in their place at $1,800 a pair. Because those are like $1,800 a pair. I don't know if it's $1,800 each. It was like $1,800 a pair. And this is more money than those. And this sounds better than those. If this, because this has, this has the soft dome tweeter and a very similar looking 6.5. No, this has got a surround and that's got a paper surround. And this is designed for low end and mid range with the ports, and that is a sealed unit. But that tweeter, as much as I love the tweeter in those towers, when you get their big boy tweeter, when you start getting into their like machined metal, pointy, scary death tweeter, that's when the magic happens. The real magic. The like, holy shit, these are worth $2,000 or more magic. So I think they've accomplished their goal in impressing me. I wasn't sure how much more time I wanted to give them before I stood up here and said this, but I think, well, you know, midnight, time is it? 23 after midnight, it became the next day. And the only thing I would change about them is I think the other finish in the shiny wood, the shiny whatever rosewood, would be my particular choice, but these still don't look bad. These might have more waff. You might want to check the waff. No. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Her ass.
Her ass.
Her curves.
All right, this is just, it's just gonna keep being bad luck on the shuffle. But yeah, no, I think I'm done. Okay, thank you, Triangle. Girl with the dragon tattoo. Hypomania? Don't know what that is. Filter Miss Blue. Links to these in the description. I want to thank again Triangle for setting them out. I guess I'll leave them up until someone says, hey, can we have those back? And then I'm going to be like, no. Oh my God, it was a terrible boating accident, Triangle. I don't understand. I just took them out in my boat, and then my friend handed me a beer, and the boat shook, and they fell in the ocean. So I guess you're just going to have to charge me for them. Please don't charge me for them. My driveway was expensive. It's done now, by the way. For anyone who was wondering, I kept complaining about my driveway. It's now done. Only cost me $19.5 because they didn't do the top, but now the top's got grass going through it, and I got to spray it. It's fine. I'm fine. Drainage isn't a problem, which actually was a problem. So links to these triangles, links to the Weiss wallpaper, links to the wallpaper hoard below the Weiss wallpaper, links to anything I talked about. I didn't really talk about much other than these and maybe those. I don't know, Zeos, link some random object that people can click on that's probably going to be an affiliate link because I don't have one for these. But yeah, link that in the description. Again, wallpapers, Patreon, subscribe, start, see reviews early. If you're interested in buying a set of speakers, don't be interested, be broke. Wait, that's a bad bit of advice. But yeah, you could buy these. See reviews early on my Patreon and Subscribestar. Participate in yard sales on my Patreon and Subscribestar, which may be either those Triangle AO Twins or my beloved LN01s might be in it because I don't need 2 pairs of identical speakers. Listen to Lossless sound demos. The sound demo for this that I recorded earlier that said can't do it justice. Well, if it's not going to do it justice, it might as well not do it justice in FLAC. So if you join the $5 Patreon and Subscribestar, you get access to a channel where you get all the sound demos in FLAC. Pure lossless, no YouTube involved. So there's that. Also, all the missing sound demos that have ever gone missing, and there's been a lot of them. Over 200 have been negative, fucking shot dead from YouTube, which I'm wondering if that's affecting my algorithm love. Because it's like, yeah, we blocked 200 videos on this guy's channel, so just don't like recommend them to anybody anymore. I don't know. Share these videos with your friends. I'm going to have to start asking for that. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe and like and comment. You'll do that if you want to. But send these videos out to just someone who might be interested, or someone who might not be interested, or a bunch of drunk people. I like drunk people. Hey, drunk people, what's going on? How is your day? They probably wouldn't watch if I'm doing that. So yeah, $5 a month, see reviews early, participate in yard sales, and lossless sound demos in the Oasis. $10 a month, ask me any questions you'd like. If you want me to measure these, you want to measure those, you want to ask me questions directly, you want to say, hey, Zeos, did you have this thing for the headphone? $10 a month, put you in a private behind-the-scenes Telegram chat with 200 other individuals who will also help answer your questions if I'm not there. But I check like 15 times a day, so I'll definitely be there. And then if you're in that chat, you're in the lifetime swap meet channel where you can buy, sell, and trade gear with other members. And even if you stop being a patron of mine, in 10 years, if that chat still exists, you'll have everybody there who's ever been in it, and you can buy, sell, and trade gear with them up until that point, and then you're just gonna be like, ah, fuck this hobby. I've seen people end this hobby in that swap meet. Literally go, I'm done, sell all their stuff, they list all the prices, I'll take it. And I've seen people who have started this hobby by joining my Patreon, joining the $10 chat, getting in the swap meet, and buying everyone's stuff. So it's a cycle of life. If you'd like to join the cycle of life, that's $10 a month on my Patreon or Subscribestar. Anyway, I'm done. Thank you again to Triangle for sending these out. You've ruined me a little bit. Every time I do something good, it just ruins me a little bit more. Because I know I'm going to walk into a showroom and it's going to be like, listen to these speakers. And then you know what they're not going to sound like? They're not going to sound like these. Pink Floyd's Outside the Wall. Not the best Pink Floyd song. Gorillaz is, though. The knock on these. The knock! They're literally knocking.